When God calls us to himself, he wants all of us, all of ours, all of us. All that belongs to us belongs to him. It's just because, is that what a king is? If we find a king of a kingdom, everything in the kingdom belongs to the king. And if we are in his kingdom, everything that we have, all that we have, belongs to him. And Paul has an understanding of what a real discipleship is. If he did not, he would have not gone to that journey, even to a point of losing his life. His defense before King Agrippa was a picture of a person who had really, really committed himself to follow Jesus. And I like the way he said it. He concluded it in his career, that I may know him. That I may know him. His call and his purpose, the fellowship of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering. So, back to what Jesus told the 12, the first disciples. Follow me. I will make you fishers of men. Following him may be a good first step. To become fishers of men is what? A good ending, a good destiny. But the pain, the price is in the process of being made by the Lord. And this goes individually and personally. But here's what I would like to live with you, which I left with my children. A principle I've learned through the years of following him. It goes like this. The more you know him, the more you trust him. Your faith is affected by how much you know God. Knowing God is the foundation of your relationship with him. Not the miracles, not the healing you receive, not the provision he gave you, not the blessings, not the teaching only you receive from your parents and from your pastors, not the environment you were raised up as a Christian, but your personal experience of him. That reminds me of a question. How much do we really know God? Enough to say yes without reservation. Your faith is greatly affected by how much you know him. The more you know him, the more you trust him. And the more you trust him, the more you love him. Because love is a product of trust relationship. You just can't help but loving him because he is so trustworthy. The more you love him, the more you trust him. And the more you love him, the more you serve him. Service is, again, a product of loving relationship. When you love somebody, you just want to give everything to that person. All that's yours belongs to him because you love him. It's an unconditional kind of love because it's a real love. It's not emotion only. It's not an outburst of the heat of the moment. It's a real decision, way, with all the reasons and the rhymes that you know, that you have, and you decided to love Him. And the more you love Him, the more you serve Him, the more you serve Him, the more you enjoy Him. Service is a product of love. Enjoyment is a product of a wholehearted service to your God, to your King. So I pray that this message has contributed to your course on your study on discipleship. But let me end it by reading Romans chapter 12, verse 2. All right? And I'm going to be using this. A friend of mine just sent it to me. And I like the way it was written. It's the NCV version. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It goes like this. Do not be shaped by the world. Instead, be changed within by a new way of thinking. Then you will be able to decide what God wants what God wants from you. You will know what is good and pleasing unto Him and what is perfect. Romans 12, verse 2. As a disciple, we should be made by God, not by our environment, not by our profession, not by what we want, not by our desire, not by our dreams, our career. None of those things. Those things follows if we first seek the kingdom, starting by seeking the King. That is a true discipleship. God bless.